I have completed all of like most of the areas, like the app nav, the whole of the entire app nav I've completed all the pages. So when you let's say you can click on one, the
Good.
yes, everything. But there's a bug on Adalo that I want you also to see. So like the testimonials I did. So where there's no picture, I just put like a silhouette image,
Right.
somebody just to fill the space, but all the details are in place.
We also have video testimonials also, but okay, go ahead.
The video testimony, but it wasn't on the glide. On the glide, I did not see like a video testimonial because I tried to mirror glide.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
But yeah, yeah.
And when you hit
So
testimonial, what happens then?
there's a form. The forms are in place. I
And
can
where does
add
it, have you filled it
everything.
out have you filled it out to do it?
The form.
Have you filled it out?
Yes. I've filled it like one time. All of them are submitting. There's a special. There's a specific. I mean, a specific spreadsheet for the form. Yeah.
Where does it go?
It goes to a spreadsheet, like I've named it testimonial form
So does it
sheet.
automatically email that to the admin?
No automations, no automations. I've not done any automations. I've just been putting up the pages as they are, at least so that
Right.
they can
So you
they,
see,
they can look whatever.
that's something that you would track in your sitemap that needs to be done. Whenever you have a form, the form has to go to a spreadsheet, but it also has to send a notification. You know, it depends on I guess we have to have a master spreadsheet with all the forms listed in order on the in the app, so that we have access to the spreadsheets. So this is the name of the form. This is the spreadsheet. We can click on the link for the spreadsheet, and we can see from the latest, most recent to the least recent, right, what the responses are. And then actually, you'd want some analytics built in there also.
You're saying like a dashboard, in sense, a dashboard.
Sure. But then also you can click on it and it will tell you that we got in 3 testimonials, right? We click on this and it tells us we got in, right, 654, people signing up for the Karma Club, right? And what, a breakdown on countries. And I mean, you understand? We'll get more refined in this after we get this done, but we'll need that type of analytics moving forward.
I agree with you, Mr. Benjamin. Yeah.
I'm glad you do. Thank you.
Yeah. I was also thinking of an admin dashboard that it will be because the app has too much, the programs are too much, it's too much to track. As I've been doing it, I've seen that there's too much to track, and even the Glide app wasn't complete in a sense. It still had some final touches to put on before it still had some more touches. So there's a lot of work to be done.
So how would you go about doing that?
You told me Karma Club, Mr. Benjamin. So now after this, my focus is on the Karma Club.
No. Wait a second. I asked you a different question.
The analytics. Yeah, a dashboard. A dashboard is vital for the application.
That wasn't what I said.
So,
How would you go about doing it?
okay, so I would just put like a screen, just the way you have said it. It's basically the way you have said it. There'll be a display of all the spreadsheets in a table format on the dashboard where if I click on this form, there is maybe a drop down table
Victor,
that presents itself.
let me simplify it for you.
Mhm.
You're doing it randomly. You need to do it using the Pomoro system. So,
Yeah.
how would you do it? It's very simple. Okay. How would you do it using the Pomoro system?
The one which been filling it out. I've
Well,
been using the Pomodoro system. I've been using the Pomodoro
you're
system.
not okay.
I
Listen,
have,
you got to stop doing what you're doing because I asked you a question and then you didn't answer my question. You just told me something else. Answer my question
yeah,
when I ask it specifically. And if you don't know the answer, say, I'm sorry, I don't know the answer.
you've asked me if I've been using the
No, I
Pomodoro
didn't
system,
ask you
Mr.
that.
Benjamin.
That's not what I asked you. I said, how would you create the dashboard using the Pomoro system? You got to listen to what I'm actually saying.
Yeah, see, yeah, finish.
I finished. I asked you a question 3 times now.
Using the Pomodoro system, I would just follow it step by step. I would
You're giving me a bullshit
objective
answer. That's a
analyze.
full answer. Be specific. Gosh. Say, I'm sorry, I don't know.
I'm sorry. Okay, I don't know. I don't know.
You would go ahead and write the sitemap for the Pack app, and you would give it to an AI program like Perplexity, and you would write a prompt after you write your objective that would go ahead and direct it to go ahead and give you the step-by-step outline of what you need in your dashboard as an admin in order to go ahead and manage the app. So you would go ahead and do your research and have AI go ahead and analyze the current structure of the app in order to go ahead and give you a template for building the dashboard. Isn't that the system? Do I want you to
Exactly, that's the
do I
system.
want you to design the dashboard yourself? No. I want you to use the tools that you've been trained on to do it. And then when it comes back, right, you've got to analyze it and see how it did. And you can run it through a couple of AIs that you think can do this. And then you compare them and you can synthesize in order to get the best results. That's how the system is designed to work. Is that correct? Have you heard this before?
That's very correct, Mr. Benjamin, and I always agree with you about the Pomodoro system. And also, I would like to add something that you remember that I told you that Adalo is not open source and you cannot get templates. So maybe just a step-to-step procedure is the best thing AI can do for me. Just a step-to-step procedure. So I love to do all the implementation on my own. at the end of it all.
Of course, of course. But it's going to build the system much faster for you than you and that you can come up with yourself. You understand that? AI is a tool that you can
Yeah, I understand.
AI is a tool that you can use to go ahead and speed up your work process. Okay. And it can give you the structure
Yes.
on how things can go, right? Much more detailed than you can do based upon your level of experience. Okay. And then I can review it from there and I can analyze it and tell you, right, what needs to be done to improve it before you start to build it. Okay. So that will be one of the next steps that we'll do.
Yeah, but I also have a question, Mr. Benjamin. Like these AI responses, I have a spreadsheet, but the workaround I did on that spreadsheet for the responses is I linked a document like the responses in it, because the response, for the coding, the responses are way too long. They're way too big. They cannot fit on a spreadsheet.
That's
So
fine.
I just put like links of docs.
As long as you
Yeah,
put them all in the same folder and label it properly.
yeah, yeah.
That's project management again. Okay, so
Yes, yes,
the
yeah.
app looks great. Okay, you did a good job mirroring. Very good. So now let's see the Karma Club.
So on this page, the Karma Club, when you click, comes the Karma Club now.
Okay, can you go back, please?
So
Go back one. Okay, scroll. Okay, here's the problem. I want to join the Karma Club. The problem is that that button is not visible until you scroll down.
hello?
Yeah, I said the button's not visible until you scroll down. Can you scroll up? Wasn't the top?
Yeah, it's at the top.
Daily. So how come daily acts is bolder than leaders and videos? At the bottom. In your dash, in your dot, in your dot.
Oh, down here.
Yeah, that's bolder
Mm.
and it looks better. It looks better than the ones that are not in bold. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I see. Like it's supposed to be like this. Yeah, I forgot that part of that place. But
Okay. So,
yeah.
so the more you do, the greater your rewards. Now, hold on a second. Here, you're not using title case. Title
Yeah.
case. Nope, that's your title for that's fine. In your subhead, right, you're not using title case. That's all caps. Title case is what?
Yeah, like this. The Karma Club.
Yes, but that's not your title, that's not your subtitle. Right above it, you're not using title case.
So it like two
No,
titles, the Karma Club,
no,
then the image.
no.
Yeah.
That's your format for the page. Where's your title on this page besides the Karma Club? You got a subtitle here. Come on, just point to it. Yes,
I think this was supposed to
that's
be my
not formatted
image.
properly. That's a subtitle. You're mixing two different
Yeah.
things here. You're mixing lowercase sentences with title case. You're only supposed to use title case. Do you know what
Okay.
title case is? Yes or no?
I know. So capital G, capital M, capital U, capital D, capital T,
No,
capital G, capital
no,
Y. Yeah.
no. You're close. Okay. Normally, you do not capitalize prepositions. Normally. So the more you do, the greater your rewards. You might not capitalize the T. Okay. But anyway, capitalize the first letter of each word. That's fine. Okay. So you got to go back and you got to be consistent. Okay. So show me, go scroll down to the bottom. Now, with each one of those, there's links, right? So you click on it and it takes you to the page, right?
Yeah. There's supposed to be 3 links, but now is now when I'm fully entering the Karma Club. As you can see, I've done the whole now, Mr. Benjamin, so that I can focus on the Karma Club.
Wait. Today's planned acts of kindness. I don't understand that. Right?
This is for today.
That's not correct. There's only one planned act of kindness on every day, and it's got to say the date and what it is. Go to the.
You didn't suggest 3. You didn't suggest three planned acts of kindness during a day. 3.
Who told you that?
I think you suggested it sometime when you're starting out. You said 3 a day.
You know what this means?
Yeah.
It means absolutely 100% incorrect. You just screwed our. You just broke our system in terms of that was never, ever, ever, ever the model that I designed. And if you go to the original app, it tells you what the date is, and it tells you what the planned act is. And if you read information on the Karma Club, it says, right, everyone wakes up and there's a new planned act of kindness that they can do with their friends, family, coworkers, and in their community. And the goal is to have, right, hundreds of thousands, millions, tens of millions of people doing the exact same planned act on the same day and unleashing that much positive, powerful energy into the world. How can they do the same planned act on the same day if you divided it into 3? And where did you get these from?
See, from the Glide app, as you can see.
No, I can't see because I can only see 4 words. Okay, so the thing is, that's not how we do dates in the United States. It has to be March today, and that's the wrong date. It has to be April 30th, 2025. It has to be the American style of doing dates. Okay. So the
American style.
Yeah. In other words, we don't put the day first. We put the month, the day, and the year. Do you know that? Month, day, year, not
Yeah, I know that format, but me, I'm an African, so I'm used to my format, Mr. Benjamin. The British,
so
the British one.
That's your answer?
Yes, my good sir. I like the British style. I don't prefer the
Guess
American.
what? When you have your own company and your own whatever, you can use British style, right? Okay, so do you understand? Complete the task with pack points. Often to help someone who's having a hard time because of the virus. Because of okay, we gotta change this one in the in the spreadsheet. So just take off because of the virus. Offer to help someone who's having a hard time, right? Whether it's a relative, friend, or coworker. Okay.
I check off the virus.
And take off COVID-19 compliant. We're removing the COVID-19 references. Okay. You see where it says COVID-19 compliant after the STG?
Okay.
Yeah, so you want to remove that.
So
So you want to send me a link to the spreadsheet so I can go into the spreadsheet and just change all of these really quickly. Because I can read them and then
yes, you can. Okay, it's in the admin dashboard.
right. But I want you
Just
to give me the link to it.
no links for Dalo. No links.
Okay.
I think he was Dalo is a bit like a Web 2 style.
All right. Well, it's just a question of learning a new style. That's all.
I think each day. There are 90 of them.
Right. But the thing is, I don't want to read them individually. I want to read them in a spreadsheet. I can't do that.
In a spreadsheet, the Glide app has the spreadsheet.
So here they're individually put in like a form.
No, you can import it, but when you import the spreadsheet, it wipes out the previous data and puts the fresh data. It wipes out the previous data and puts fresh data. That's how I've seen it operate.
I don't follow exactly because the thing is that the information has to be stored somewhere that it's pulling from. So where's the base source
Yes, it's
that it's
pulling
pulling?
from. This here is the base source that's pulling everything.
So that's
Mr.
basically
Benja.
like
This spreadsheet.
an ugly looking spreadsheet. Okay.
Yeah, it's not that fresh, but it's functional.
So then how come there are check marks on entries that I can't see anything? Are those the check marks go
It's
before the
completed.
data? They go before the data. Okay. And then it recycles the data when it gets to the end of however many entries. Does it recycle randomly?
That's because this is the end.
Does it recycle randomly?
No. After completion, the task disappears. I think that was what I was going for.
Well, it disappears.
Mm.
So then you've got to go ahead and re-enter the information every month or every 3 months, however, depending on how many entries you have. That doesn't make sense. It should be on a loop.
Column and this where you can okay, like let's say if this is filled, I can do a formula to add some points on another spreadsheet. So if it's completed, maybe it adds like 5 points to the user spreadsheet, which I'll use, yes.
But Vincent, you can't make up this stuff. You
Mm.
can't make up this stuff. There's a system.
But I would like to say the points and everything. I have to do the research on the Glide app to see like each day point, and everything. I put it in a spreadsheet. I do the relationships. I link the spreadsheets together so that the points can be seamlessly to give out an overall total point
Correct. And
of all the tasks of the week.
based on the number of activities that you do, that
Yeah.
compares it to the levels, you have the table with the levels, right?
Yes. The table with the levels is in the user, but I have to put like a specific table for the levels. I don't have a
Because
specific
if it
table.
doesn't go ahead and compare it to the levels, then how does it know to level you up and also what your progress is? If it has nothing to compare it to, it can't tell you that you've done right? 2 of 4, and you've got 50% remaining to do on this particular activity. So you have to have it with the levels in the spreadsheet that it actively accesses for each user. And you need to know how the point system works.
Can you help me with that point system, please? If you can give me a briefing.
Yeah, I think it's 1 point for every one activity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Only that.
Well, look, it's if you go to the table that has the levels, it will say how many planned acts you have to do. It says if it says 4, then you have to do 4 for the month. So you get 1 point for every one that you've done. Even if you do 6, you only get 4 points for that month because that's the maximum that you can do. Now, that's for leveling up purposes. But for the leaderboard,
Mr. Benjamin, I'm sorry, but I'm having network problems. I'm hearing you in gaps.
okay,
Yeah.
you want me to try to continue or no? Not now.
Can you send me the recording, please, afterwards? If I can ask you, boss, my boss.
Okay, yes. Let me just go ahead and tell you right now how it works. Can you call up the leader? Can you call up the table that has the levels?
No levels per se, I only have like a field. It's only fields in the user.
Yeah,
Points, level,
you've got to have the
this.
levels because again, I'm repeating myself. Okay.
Sorry.
If you don't know what the levels are, there's no way that you can go ahead and do the, what the people's progress is. And you have progress bars. Okay.
Yes, I hear you.
Let me see if I can find something. I'm seeing if this is right. Okay, so I found something. Let me share screen.
Yeah, okay. Let me stop.
So let's see. This is, we'll call this Right, make it uniform. Yes, this might not be daily acts. This is okay, my pack. This is daily packs. Okay, completed daily packs per month. Oh, this is right, really engagement.
I didn't have this information.
Right, inspire. It should be somewhere in their new members. And let's see, this is volunteering. Okay. Volunteering. I'm trying to simplify it. Hours. Engagement. I'm going to switch this. Shit. Ah. There. Daily packs engagement, volunteering. Now it should be in alignment with what you see on the app. And then support. Okay. And then completed daily acts per month. New members. Hours. Okay. Donations. Come on. Ah. Give me two different things. Sponsorship. Amount. Okay. So now you have your 4 different activities.
Can you explain for me these activities, like everything about this spreadsheet, Mr. Benjamin?
Yeah.
So I can get a picture.
So there are 4
Can you
different activities that
kindly explain for me? Can you kindly explain the entire spreadsheet?
Victor,
Yeah.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I was doing
Loud and clear.
it, but you kept talking. So you ready to listen now? How many achievements,
of course, yeah.
Victor? How many achievements do you have to do per month?
Is that a trick question? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Look at the app. Look at the app, Victor. It's not a trick question. Go to Planned Acts and see and read what the screen says so you understand it. There are 4 achievements that you have to do in order to level up every single month. It says it right there, doesn't it?
Yes, yes,
And what are they? Daily planned acts, engagement, volunteering, and support. Isn't that what it says?
yes,
So it's not a trick question.
yes, yes, yes.
So this tells you what your member level is right here on the left. Okay, member level. I'll put that in, right? A nice, whoops, wrong thing. I will go ahead and do that in like a green. Okay, so these are the different names of the different levels. Okay, in order to level up, to go from member to acquaintance, it says next level, you have to do 2 planned acts during the month, 4 engagements of people signing up. You have to do 1 hour of volunteering, and you have to do 1 instance of donations or support with an amount or a value of $10. And then when you do that, you can level up. This is for leveling up. Now, for the leaderboard,
Yeah.
the leaderboard, there's a different thing also. Old. Okay. And that is that you can do. Okay, let me just do it this way. Let me copy this. Let me just put this in here. Leaderboard. Levels. Great. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Okay. Now, for the leaderboard, and we'll change this name here to leaderboard. Okay. Whatever level you're at, okay, if you did 6 of these, if you did 8 of these, if you did 3 of these, if you did 4 of these, right, it's going to give you, right, your total. Okay. What is this? This is 14. This is Arial 17. Wow. Okay. Somebody was having fun with this. Okay. 18. Come on, hurry up. Okay. So the thing is, it's going to give you your total, okay, for all of these. Equal sum of this to this. Okay, so you got 22 and right. That means place. We're not going to call it, sorry, rank. And that means that you're ranked, right, number, we'll say number 20, we'll say number 34. Okay. So for your level on the leaderboard, you did 22 activities or achievements during the month, and you're ranked at a certain number, okay, compared to everybody else. Okay. And we said that there's Okay. This is ranking. We'll call that rank. Look, ranking. Ah, come on. Ranking, and we're going to freeze this. Okay, so that's your ranking. But the thing is that you can have a ranking for each one of these. Okay, so this is number 5. Number 5 ranking. So remember at the beginning, right, when we started, I said that there's on the leaderboard, there's the individual ranking for each one of these achievements, and then there's the total ranking. Remember that? So you can click on one of these and just see, where do I rank in terms of this? Where do I rank in terms of this? What's my total rank? So every member who's here can go ahead and do that for their level. Okay. And then this is your progress level here. So those are your levels. And we'll say, we can call these levels. Okay. And here you would have, right, we'll say number 5. We'll just call this, just to make it a little clearer, number 5, right, is, and it's really not number 5, it's really your progress. Right, for each one of these, you're supposed to be able to see what your progress is. Okay. So okay. Save. Okay. So you've got to see, and the progress is like, I can put progress down here if we want. We can go progress. Shit. And then we can say, right, 1. And then it can tell you, right, 50%. If you got a progress bar. Okay. Here you've done, right, 3. And it tells you 75% complete. Okay, here you've done 1, and it tells you 100%. Okay, so does this make sense?
Yeah. This now makes much more sense than what I had in mind. So you have made the work even harder for me.
Good. That's the way I like it, because that's the way you're learning something. Okay. And then this one, right, you can say 0, you can say, right, 0%. Okay. And then it says, another thing that's on there is, let's say, it can say 8 days remaining in the month. Okay. So this is a progress bar that's in people's profile. Okay. Progress completed, 8 days remaining. Okay. And it should tell you what your level is and what your next level is. Okay. So member, right? You know, progress completed, or next level. This should be, current level, member, and then it can say next level acquaintance. Next level acquaintance. We can do it this way if we want. Member, progress, completed, right? You know, and 8 days remaining sounds better than days remaining 8. Okay. So this is a little bit more personal if you have it this way. Okay. You know, and then obviously this has to be designed. But then people see automatically every time they log in what their progress is. Okay.
I have a question. Mr. Benjamin.
Yes.
So, okay. Let's say it was you who was doing this task of implementing the leaderboard and the scoring and all this that you're doing right now. And you're approaching an AI, LLM to make it better, to advance it, to like fill in the holes or anything, or just to make the adjustments, or just to implement it in Adalo. How would you prompt it, if I can ask, just a hint? I'm not asking for the full answer, just a hint of what you will do.
I'd follow the four steps that I require you to do to ask it to make an effective prompt. That's all. That's what you need to do.
This is a special kind of prompt. It's not an easy prompt. Yeah.
I just had AI go ahead and compare and to research therapies all over the world from top neurology and pain management medical facilities, and then give me a breakdown of those top facilities, right? What the medical advances that they've provided, what the therapies are, who the doctors are who lead the departments, okay, and what their contact information is. Okay, this is not more complicated than what I just asked the AI to do in that. And then I took the information, I read it, I then wrote an email to my neurologist at Weill Cornell, and I told him to go ahead and give me feedback on every single one of these therapies that I had done the research into about how it applies to my particular case. And he did it right away. Okay, because I present myself, right, not only as a decent guy when I talk to him for 2 years, but also very thorough, very professional, right? You know, and I've got some brains. Okay, and he appreciates that. So he did a lot of work answering all my questions. Okay, you know, when he's a busy guy. Okay, so use the system. The system works. I use it. And you've got to try to do it. And that's how you learn, right? By getting the feedback. Okay?
Yeah. Yes.
Don't go for shortcuts. They don't work very well. I'm gonna put this into your WhatsApp.
And kindly please the recording, Mr. Benjamin.
The recording,
Please,
sure. I will do that also. That will take a little longer, but I will do that. Because I'm late for another meeting by half an hour. So, but I'm glad that we were able to go through this. Okay.
Because now it's only the Karma Club that is remaining. That's like the bulk, and I've seen it's more functional. It's more functional. It's too functional. It's not like appearance and what's on buttons. It's more functional. So yeah.
Well, right. And the functional, hey, computers are pretty good at doing functional stuff. Or so I've heard. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, you say it like it's an easy thing, but these things are not doing, they're not
Oh,
easy, Mr. Benjamin.
cry me a
Oh,
river. Look, they put men on,
okay, goodbye.
they put people on the moon, right, with a computer that was less powerful than the one you're holding in your hand. Yeah. Don't complain.
Goodbye.
Bye. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Thank you, Victor. Good job.
Thank you, thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
It's looking great. Now let's get this. Now this is the first thing that we had to do. Let's finish up this, right? And then we can really start to do some other things with it. Okay.
Because I need a break. I need a break. I've been sleeping around the.
Oh my goodness. Right? Do you complain this much at work? Okay. I'll give you a break. I'll give you a break. And the break will be we're gonna be able to the next thing that we have to do actually, once we get the Karma Club working and the leaderboard working, is we've got to create separate logins and customizations for groups. You forget about that?
I will not talk.
Okay, don't talk. Don't worry, I'll give you other stuff. I will give you other stuff. Goodbye. I'll talk to you later.
Goodbye. Goodbye. I know you're a busy man. Goodbye.
Okay. Thanks.